Hi, Emily. Thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you, Julia. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, so today I'm joined by Emily Johnson-Haug. She's the affiliate and partnership manager at Limitless Living MD, where she combines her passion for peptides, biohacking, and ethical innovations. She views commerce as a meaningful exchange and advocates for peptides as a powerful tool for awakening and supporting holistic health. Also, Emily scouts breakthroughs for the National Foundation of Integrative Medicine and for our Ultimate Wellness Conference. So she is not only passionate about peptides, but about many other innovations in biohacking, and she brings absolutely amazing companies to our upcoming Ultimate Wellness Conference at Faena Forum in Miami Beach on September 26th and 28th. We are going to have amazing expo, and many companies were selected and brought on board by Emily personally. So Emily has some specials. She has her own promo code, which is Emily, her name, which you can apply and have significant discount on all kinds of tickets, including VIP tickets. Please join us, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to Emily and ask her all questions about our upcoming 3-day longevity conference because she knows all about the expo and innovations. Thank you for your help, Emily. You really bring brilliant companies, and I'm so happy that we can collaborate and promote this conference together.
You're so welcome. It's one of my favorite things to do is to find these unique companies who have something new, not just the same what you see at all the other conferences.
Yes, exactly. I really can see that you are very experienced and you bring some companies which I'm surprised even to see and such innovations which I never saw before. So yeah, once again, thank you for your help. But today our conversation will be around peptides. So Limitless Living MD is cutting-edge wellness brand committed to helping people achieve vitality and longevity through science-backed solutions. They offer premium therapies and all compounded at licensed US pharmacies and prescribed by medical professionals.
Exactly. So, what the whole purpose of the company is to bring access to peptides to everyone, and really bring down some of the red tape around it without having to go to research chemicals. Not that research chemicals are bad, there's just a question of where exactly are they coming from? What's the efficacy? And I think people feel more comfortable knowing that they're coming from US based compounding pharmacies and you have it prescribed. So you have someone to touch base with and give you protocols and understand how to utilize peptides.
Usually, I know that many companies they offer peptides for research purposes, and they don't prescribe anything, and they don't provide consultations. How it is organized in Limitless MD? Can a client reach out to this Limitless MD directly and ask questions, or how it works?
Yeah, so the best way to get started with peptides if you're new to it is to book a consult with us. And there you'll
Mhm.
have full guidance on what your goals are. We'll talk about what it is you want to achieve with peptides. I mean, most people they hear the word peptide and they're like, what is that? So typically they're injectable therapies, which can be a bit cumbersome or, like you've just stepped into this whole new world. So when you're working with research chemical options, you don't really know the quality is one, although there are some good out there, but the other part is how do you use them? How do you, we're here to kind of guide you through injection, reconstitution if yours needs to be reconstituted, which just means that you have to add water to it because it's more shelf stable when it's not with water. So some come already ready to go, some you need to do some prep work. We send out the needles, we send out the entire kit so you can really get started right away. And peptides are just chains of amino acids. So they've been, a lot of people are looking at like, oh, what is this?
Mhm. Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask you what is actually peptides, and peptides are short chain amino acids and building blocks of proteins, and they occur naturally in the body and act as a messengers to molecules signaling cells to perform specific functions.
So peptides are just chains of amino acid. When you have a really long chain, then it's called a protein, and amino acids are the building blocks for protein. When you have a shorter chain, you'll see the word peptide. So for example, when you look at maybe your collagen that's sitting in the cupboard, it'll say peptide collagen. And that's just because of the chain of amino acids. So a lot of times people hear the word peptides and they get confused and wonder what this is. But at the end of the day, they're natural occurring. They are just chains of amino acids.
Yes, exactly. And as far as I understand, you offer wide range of all peptides, but you have some special offers on NAD+, tirzepatide, and semaglutide. And I want to discuss a little bit more about these exact three peptides. NAD+ obviously is very well-known peptide. It's a vital coenzyme for energy, DNA repair, and cellular health. And it boosts brain function, mitochondria performance, and healthy aging, of course. Why you think that peptide NAD+ is superior in compared to, for example, IVs or M&M, which is precursor to NAD+ production? Why we should choose NAD+ peptide?
My personal opinion on that is NMN is not always going to be converted in your body properly. So there's one thing. A peptide or a NAD IV can be really beneficial. However, you have to go out somewhere to do the IV. NAD in your own home makes it much more convenient. And I encourage people to test out different forms. Some people may find that NAD as a peptide is much more effective, or they may be much more happy with IV drip. The thought here is really more if you're doing NAD at home, you can keep those levels much more stable, and it's in your own home. There's convenience.
Well, I think personally that IVs with NAD+, it's like a boost which boosts a high level, but then it drops, and maybe we need more consistency rather than boost. So I think that with this NAD+ peptide, we can just keep it consistently and consistently elevate production, or better to say, like infuse NAD+, but maybe not so much dose, but not so big dose, but maybe just more consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. And one way that people can think about this is most of us are depleted. So potentially starting yourself on an IV, have that one time where you're really bringing up the levels, and then switch over to the consistent use of NAD to kind of maintain a good level.
With elevated level of NAD+, we will have more energy, more clarity, ability to focus, and we will slow our pace of aging, as far as I understand. This is why we want to infuse this NAD+, and this is one of the best researched molecule there on the market, and I think that this is one of the molecule that everyone who wants to promote their health and longevity, and they have to take it and have it in their wellness protocol.
And as we age, we just produce less NAD as well. So
it declines with aging for sure, and the more we age, the more NAD+ we need to add.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, let's discuss two other peptides, which also at a special offer, and all peptides at a special offer with promo code Ultimate Wellness. You will have really good, nice discount if you apply it at the checkout. And there are two specials, tirzepatide and semaglutide, and both supports weight loss and blood sugar control. But tirzepatide activates two hormone pathways, GLP-1 and GIP, while semaglutide targets only GLP-1. And this dual activation makes tirzepatide more effective and improving insulin sensitivity and fat metabolism, offering a stronger option for preventing type 2 diabetes. However, semaglutide is still highly effective and may be preferred for its simplicity and established use. So the best choice depends on personal state of health and on consulting with a provider. I'm curious, how do you consult on these both peptides and why you suggest to choose one over other? At what cases you suggest tirzepatide and at what cases you suggest semaglutide?
Well, all of our wellness consults are done by one of my team members. And I think what it really comes down to is personal preference. A lot of times it's someone has heard a lot about semaglutide, so they'll want to try semaglutide. Tirzepatide is an older or a newer version, so semaglutide has a bit more of a long-standing record, whereas tirzepatide, because it's activating two different receptors, tends to be more effective, but everyone has a personal preference. And some of the other benefits around GLP-1s that are newly discovered actually reduces inflammation all over the body. So
You're
including
talking about tirzepatide?
both of them.
Tirzepatide? Both of
GLP-1.
them.
Yeah, so GLP-1s are the main receptor they're working on. And both of them really reduce systemic inflammation. So we're actually starting to see some studies talking about the heart health of utilizing brain health. And one thing that's really important is a lot of providers are overdosing on these. So for us at Limitless Living, we're really looking at microdosing and keeping the levels, utilizing it as a tool and keeping it at a level that works with your body a bit more. We don't want to see rapid weight loss. We want this to be more of a tool that you're incorporating into your toolkit.
Many of my friends biohackers, they use tirzepatide not for weight loss, but for improving insulin sensitivity. It's key for metabolic health and for longevity as well. You know this very well because you are the person who suggested me to read the book by Dr. Benjamin Bikman. In his book, Why We Get Sick, he argues that we should measure insulin sensitivity, not just glucose, because insulin resistance develops long before blood sugar elevated. And if we want to really prevent type 2 diabetes, we need to measure our insulin sensitivity. So what I want to say that many of my friends, biohackers who obviously knows how it's important to have very good insulin sensitivity, they microdose tirzepatide, not for weight loss. They are very well fit and they don't have any problems with the body composition, but they still microdose to improve their insulin sensitivity. This is probably why biohackers use tirzepatide.
Yeah, it's a huge benefit. So the original reason for tirzepatide and semaglutide is diabetes management. That is the prescription or the typical prescribed. The off-label prescribing was around fat loss because they work hand in hand.
Talking about reducing the systemic inflammation, we all know that our cells become deaf to any hormone, including insulin, if they're inflamed. And it's not always like we need more insulin. It's sometimes like we need to reduce the systemic inflammation, which is also inflammation on a cellular level. And you mentioned that both these peptides, they really reduce inflammation, systemic inflammation. So it's very logical that once we reduce systemic inflammation, we become more sensitive, our cells becomes more sensitive to insulin.
Yes, exactly.
All sounds very promising and definitely peptides and bioregulators, which you are going to launch very soon. They are cornerstones for longevity, and many biohackers use peptides. This is only the question when people are ready to start. And for many people, as you mentioned at the beginning, it's a really big challenge where to start, how to consult. So if, for example, somebody ready to start and want to purchase, let's say, NAD plus, which is just must have for longevity for those who want to upgrade their performance and mental health as well. Where to start? So they just go to some link.
Yeah, you can go to limitlesslivingmd.com. You can already purchase your NAD and use the code Ultimate Wellness. And once you've purchased it, you're going to be guided through our system to be still have a quick consult. So you can purchase a consult separately to talk about which protocols would work for you. But no matter what you purchase from us, you will have a telehealth call with with a professional who can guide you on how to utilize the peptides.
And the same with all other peptides. And as you said, with this tirzepatide and semaglutide, uh, people should try one and other and see if their glucose levels improve. Many of people who use peptides, they probably have their constant glucose monitor, or they can do their test for insulin sensitivity and see if this works for them or not. Any other improvements in their everyday performance will be after using this tirzepatide and semaglutide, what they should feel like, what improvements?
I think a huge one is that you're going to start to have less of an addictive mind. So, a lot of us are thinking a lot about food or thinking a lot about purchases or whatever. And what we've seen with GLP-1s is people spontaneously stop drinking, they spontaneously stop smoking. So, one huge one is a less of an addictive mind. But also because you're going to be reducing systemic inflammation, you're not going to feel so worn out all the time, because I think inflammation can cause everything from brain fog to fatigue to just a general feeling of blah. And tirzepatide and semaglutide will help, your own system combat that.
Both tirzepatide and semaglutide, they target GLP-1. Let's maybe explain really quick what is GLP-1. Once you started to explain that it will reduce their addictions at some point, and even addictions to shopping. Sometimes I have heard from some people that they start to be more like calm, and it helped them overcome this addiction to shopping even. Surprisingly, but it all like influences our mental state. So yeah, inflammation, if it's systemic, it's inflamed brain as well. Yeah. So what is GLP-1?
Well, GLP-1 is the glucagon-like peptide that is responsible for regulating appetite and blood sugar. So both of the two have the GLP-1, and both of them tend to still work with this addictive mind. I think the full understanding of how is not really understood, but you're more sated in life.
Yeah, so this satiety not to food only, but also to some other kinds of substances, or even such thing as a shopping. So you just feel more satiety in all aspects of your life. And yeah, this also connection between nervous system and craving to some sugar. From one point of view, it can be caused by imbalances in our microbiome, because many harmful bacteria like fungi, yeast, candida, they thrive on sugar, and we crave sugar sometimes not because we want sugar, but our microbiome craves sugar if it has some imbalances. And also we sometimes crave snacks when we are nervous, right? So yeah, once we're more calm, we don't need to to eat food just to balance our nervous system. We will need eat food to really have this good quality fuel, and not some junk food.
Yes, exactly. And it does seem to be helping with the microbiome and re-establishing the good bacteria.
So if we want to help with gut inflammation and reestablishing, balancing gut bacteria, microbiome, what peptides we also can add to our protocol? I know BPC.
Yes, BPC 157, which is body protective compound, is fantastic at healing the gut. It actually derives from gastric juices, and in combination with something like tirzepatide can be really a game changer for someone.
And also, Limitless Living MD offers BPC 157 as well.
Yes, we do. We offer quite an extensive range of peptides. You can see some of them on our website, but some of them it's requested or advised that you have a consult, and we can give you a full protocol.
Perfect. I'm excited, and I always like to consult with you about peptides for myself, and sometimes for some other people who are sometimes my clients. I like to consult with you about all tests and all innovations. So thank you for your constant and continuous support with my personal health journey and with our project Ultimate Wellness. I look forward to have you with us at Ultimate Wellness Conference at Vienna Forum in Miami Beach on September 26th through 28th. I know we are going to have many new connections and new knowledge and explore many new biohacking devices. And I just invite all who listen to us join us and meet Emily in person. And now you have a special offer with her personal promo code. Emily is really special offer, so go check. You can purchase your ticket with discount with promo code Emily at the ultimatewellness.miami/forum. Welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you so much.